Dark Souls 2. Is it worth a buy? Well, let's read, shall we? Developed by From Software, Dark Souls 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to the gruelling 2011 breakout hit Dark Souls. The unique old-school action RPG experience captivated imaginations of gamers worldwide. Didn't it captivate mine, mate? With incredible challenge and intense emotional reward. Before I go any further with this, I'm going to quote from the developers. PC and Steam version will benefit from PC capabilities with increased texture resolution and an enhanced frame rate option. On top of that, From Software have been working to perfectly adapt the game for a mouse and keyboard combo. Right guys, I've been playing this game for almost 2 hours. When I came into this I wasn't being prejudiced, I didn't have a set mind. In fact, I was actually talking to somebody on TeamSpeak before I came in to do this. And I said to them, you know, I really do want this game to be good because I want to really enjoy the Dark Souls universe, because people are saying how good it is, and I refused to play the first one for more than 15 minutes because the controls were so bad that I knew I would never ever be able to enjoy the game, so I stopped playing it, and I stand by that review. And Dark Souls 2, I went into it with a completely open mind, especially because of what it said on the website about having perfect keyboard and mouse controls. So I'm going to start off with the controls because I think the controls need addressing first. So is Dark Souls 2, this is the question you're all wanting to know, is the control method for Dark Souls 2 for PC mouse and keyboard fixed? Is it playable now? Have they eventually realised that they did a fucking awful job on Dark Souls and have now fixed it? No. It's fucking wank, guys. It's absolutely fucking... I think they're trolling us. I honestly think that this is a fucking troll. For starters, everything in the game has controller icons everywhere. On a PC game. Now bear in mind, PCs don't come with controllers. So why the fuck should a PC game be covered in Xbox buttons? The green A, the red B, the yellow Y, the blue X. Mouse and keyboard is what you control your games on a PC. I don't see console games being released with no controller support, but with keyboard. Fluid keyboard. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Dark Souls 2 was brought out on consoles but you couldn't use a controller very well? But it was flawless for the keyboard and mouse. And it says, yeah, just go and buy a keyboard and mouse. All them that would be saying, what the f***, I've got a console. I've got a console. They don't come with keyboards and mouse. They come with console controllers. What the f***? Well, hey, welcome to my world. Because £40 for this game, and unless you have a console controller, you may as well forget it, because the keyboard and mouse controls, once again, are f***ing shit. I don't know how they can do it, because there's plenty of other games out there that have really, really good keyboard and mouse controls. Is it just that the programmers are just incompetent? Is that what it is? Are the developers of this just so fucking shit at their jobs that they just can't do it? I don't think so. I just think they can't be fucking bothered. Because they know their big mass market is going to be the consoles. That's where they get the money. It's not the PC crowd, so fuck them. Let's just give it another shitty port. We'll put on all the spiel about how fucking great it is on the PC. The fuckers will buy it. Well, I hope they read this review first, because if you... I'm telling you now, it's getting the thumbs down, but I'm going to go into a bit more depth with it. But, word of warning, if this is as far as you're going to go with this video, and you were thinking of buying this for the PC, for the love of everything, do not go near this big pile of rotting fucking badger dung, because that's what it is. It's fucking awful. For a start, the control. Let's go into the control as to why it's so bad. Well, I had an Alt and F4 out of the game just because I didn't know what the B key was. Yeah, I'm not talking about the B key on a keyboard, no. I'm on about the little red fucking B key button that you have on your Xbox controllers. You see, it said press B to go back. Well, I don't know what the f***. I don't know what that is. So I had an Alt and F4 out, go through the endless fucking menus of commands to find out what the back key is and then rebind it. Now, you can't even rebind every keyboard. I couldn't rebind the hashtag key, the @ key, or stuff like that. They didn't work. So I was gimped already on what I had to use on the keyboard. it was awful. But then I eventually, after a long time, did get the keyboard and mouse set up with the right sensitivity and everything, and was able to play the game with the keyboard and mouse. So how is it when you eventually get there? Well, it's still awful, because you're forward, back, left and right. They control the guy, and he literally does go forward, back, left and right. Why the f*** they don't have the camera always behind the guy? If you must have a third-person game, which I think it would be much better in first-person anyway, but that's another story altogether, and I don't want to go there. But why not have it like World of Warcraft, for example, where you always see the back? If you want to see the front, you can press a key that allows your camera to rotate. But let's just keep it on the back all the time. That's all you needed to do. That would be it. But let you have the full range of movement. But no, not this guy, not this. Because when you are controlling this guy, if you press the left button, he actually turns and runs f***ing left. If you press the back button, do you know what he f***ing does, guys? He doesn't run backwards, no. He turns, faces your f***ing monitor and runs towards you. Now, you imagine having a fight with something when you're a caster like I was, with controls like that. You want to back off a bit because he's swinging his axe? No, your guy turns around and runs away from him. So you can't actually back off and fire? Well, you can, but you'll fire in the opposite fucking direction. I was firing at fucking seagulls and fucking everything when I was trying to have a fight, because I was going all over the place. So, you know what? The developers have thought, oh yeah, that is a problem. Well, the solution, the proper solution, would be to just have the camera always behind them, but we don't want to do that, because that's too obvious. So what we'll do, we'll make a lock-on mode, where you can actually target an enemy when you get close enough to him, that is, and alert him to your presence. You can then target him. Now, you know what that does, guys? That locks you to him all the time. Now, that sounds... Oh, there you go, Mac. That's sorted your problem. No. Because when you're locked on, you become a drunk zombie. You can't run as fast. You can't dodge as fast. You can't... You guys like... You know what I mean? It just becomes sluggish and shit. So what you have to do... guys, is you have to lock on, fire your shit, lock off, then, if you've still got time, dodge. Because you get your fluid movement back. He also can't jump. He also can't crouch. He's got no fucking knees. You've got no fucking knees, guys. My guy has no knees. It's official. So you can't crouch to duck into things. You can't jump over things to get out the way of stuff. I couldn't even get over a brick that was 2 inches high because I couldn't jump. It's amateurish. It's very, very amateurish. The controls... I mean, I was fighting these giant things. Oh, I could kill them easy enough. But it took 2 to 3 minutes to kill each one because the controls were so fucking slovenly. And there was at least 8 of them that I had to kill one after the other to get to a boss. And you know what? I couldn't be fucking bothered. It was just like, I'm not having fun. This isn't fun. Why the fuck would I want to do that? So I just left it. That's why I quit the game. It was just mind-numbingly fucking boring. Now the graphics. The graphics. These supposedly awesome graphics that's coming to the PC version. Ugh. They're not awesome. I've got like it's pretty much state-of-the-art PC here, and I had everything on top fucking whack, and it looked average. That's all, just average. The cutscenes looked great, but who cares about fucking cutscenes? The game looked average, guys. It didn't look anything great. I'm very disappointed because I wanted this to be good. In fact, I kind of cleared my slate this weekend. I was going to play this all weekend. I told some of my friends, you'd probably not see us over the weekend much because I'm playing Dark Souls 2. But I've stopped. That's me. I'll not be going back to it. It's not worth it. It's just shit. And they're charging £40 for this. My goodness. My channel has loads of reviews on from other games that aren't even £10. Nearly all of them are better than this. Granted, they're a different genre, but if you're looking for a really good RPG game on the PC, then this isn't it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's maybe great on the console. It might be fabulous on the PlayStation and the Xbox. Well, if it is, then great, more power to you guys. I'm not saying Dark Souls 2 per se is a bad game. So all those people who are going to cry about me saying it's a bad game, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, if you're a PC gamer, if you're used to PC games, if you've got a mouse and a keyboard, and the thought of using a controller makes you vomit, then don't buy this. Stay away because it's awful. You will just be frustrated, disappointed, and pissed off. And you know what? You'd rather, at the end of the day, get your £40 and go and give it to a hobo on the streets. Because I actually would. There's people out there who have no food today. There's people out there who are starving through no fault of their own, just circumstance. And you know what? I feel dreadfully sorry that £40 is going into the pockets of lazy fucking developers who are just a bunch of fucking greedy at the end of the day, when there's people out there with nothing who would benefit much more from that £40. So if you were intent on spending your £40, go and give it to the nearest hobo, guys. And I don't mean hobo in a derogatory term, but homeless tramp person. They deserve your money more than this. And so there you go, that's my Dark Souls review. Is Dark Souls 2 worth a buy? Is it